How's it going, Top Forest TV? My name is Jack, and welcome to my preview for the opening day of the season as Nottingham Forest take on Bournemouth at the world famous City Ground. And actually, in an amazing turn of events, I will be there at the world famous City Ground for this opening day fixture. Earlier on, I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have a look on the website and see if there's any tickets. There were some tickets. Now, usually I like to go to games with my dad, but unfortunately over the past few months he's had a bit of an issue with his knee, so he's not been able to, it's just not been something we've been able to do. And prior to that, we've just not been able to get tickets. It's just not fallen into place. And part of me, I'm a bit disappointed that my first game in the Premier League with Forest will not be with my dad. It'll be something I would have loved to have done, but unfortunately, it just doesn't always work like that. And I thought I'm going to go for it. I thought, you know what, let's try it, and I did it. And I'm going to my first ever football game by myself. I'm having to drive, live a couple of hours away, an hour and a half to 2 hours away from the City Ground. So we'll see how things go. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to this fixture. So yeah, Bournemouth are a side who I'm just not sure. I just can't really put my finger on Bournemouth, to be honest with you. They're a side who you look at some of their signings and you think, you know what, they could do all right this season. But another part of me thinks, well, they've just lost Solanke. Will Evanilson, the new striker, will he do well? I'm not sure. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how Bournemouth do. I'm not sure whether they're going to be sort of fighting relegation or if they're going to be sort of a comfortable mid-table side. So I'll be interested to see how they pan out this season. I don't think the open day of the season fixture will be an indication of that. Obviously, first game of the season, a lot can change. We look at previous opening days, and there's been teams who get results that have gone on to struggle or gone on to do really well and lose their opening day fixture. So, look, it's not going to be one of those things that you play this game and then that's going to tell you exactly how the season's going to pan out. But I think it can be a real opportunity to show to build up some confidence and build up some optimism amongst the fan bases of the two clubs. And I really hope that we are the one that does that. We are the one who gets the victory, gets the 3 points, and hopefully we can start off with the best possible way. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see sort of the lineups that both sides go with. For Forest, there's been a couple of different partnerships and players used in pre-season, so I'm quite intrigued to see who Nuno is going to go with. The goalkeeping situation's one that has caused a couple of what's the word I'm trying to think of, questions maybe. But I do fancy football, and Forest have some decent fixtures to start off the campaign. And part of me was thinking, I might go the Forest goalkeeper, Sells or Miguel. Someone I know was looking at putting Miguel in, and I was kind of thinking, yeah, I would love to put one in, but I'm just thinking, who's going to be the one that's going to get the game time? It looks like in the pre-season that Sells was kind of favoured a little bit more than Miguel. Whether that's just because Miguel's finding his feet in England, and he, once he's settled in, he might become number one. I don't know. I think Sells did quite well towards the back end of last season when he was given his moments. So look, it's going to be an interesting one to see how things go. Personally, you bring in a new goalkeeper and you think, well, they're going to kind of be the one that is going to start, unless you know that they're coming in as a backup. You kind of think a new goalkeeper, you're likely to see that goalkeeper in between the sticks more often than not. But then Sells is getting the nod more time in pre-season, so it'll be interesting to see who he goes with. I feel like it'll probably be Sells, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd like to see Carlos Miguel. I'm really interested to see what he can offer us. But I honestly don't know. And it's caused a couple of head scratches as to who sort of Nuno's going to go with. It kind of reminds me a tiny bit of Muric and Samba. Remember, we started off with Muric under Sabri in goal. He stuck the gaff out, and then Samba came in. I was there for his debut, actually. He played a League Cup game against Fleetwood, kept the clean sheet, and then he never looked back, and Samba became an absolute hero at the club. I'm not going to say that one of our goalkeepers is going to stick the gaff out, because I think we've finally got two goalkeepers who I've not really seen much of Miguel, but I feel like we might have two goalkeepers that we can actually rely on a little bit, because the two we had for the majority of last season, unfortunately, did not show the levels of a Premier League goalkeeper. You know, Matt Turner dropped a bunch of clangers, and Vlachodimos was just not very reliable at the best of times. So, you know, to offload him to Newcastle for as much as we did, it's pretty decent, to be fair. But yeah, so goalkeeper wise, I'm not really sure who's going to start. I have a feeling it'll be Sells, but I would not be disappointed if I saw Carlos Miguel start between the sticks. The back four, I think it'll probably be something along the lines of Williams, Niakate, not Niakate, he's gone. What am I about? Milinkovic, Murillo, and then Ola Aina. But maybe Moreira might start on that right hand side. I don't know, but I think for me that'll probably be the starting back four. Looks like a 4-2-3-1 might be what's going to be deployed again this season. If it is going to go to a five at the back again, then you'll probably end up seeing somebody at the back. Maybe Willy Bolly sitting in there, an experienced man who knows what Nuno likes. If it is a 4-2-3-1, then I think I'll have the two centre midfielders of Sangare, who's looked quite good in pre-season, along with potentially Elliot Anderson. I'm really interested to see how he goes this season. But then Dominguez and Yates, again, I wouldn't be too disappointed if they're in the midfield. The three behind the striker, then I'm going to go with Hudson-Odoi, Elanga and Chris Wood. We've just announced the signing of Souza, the Paraguayan, so I'll be really interested to see how he gets on. I'd be extremely surprised if he isn't already missed the deadline to be registered for this game. But a lot of people on Twitter were really hammering to try and get this deal done. Really wanted to try and make sure that he became a Forest player. A lot of the accounts I follow were tagging Forest in tweets saying announce Sousa, or my nan's not getting let out of the cage, or whatever it would be. And he's here now, so I don't think he's going to start in this one. I don't think he's even able to make the bench. But I think it could be an exciting little transfer. Are we going to see anything of Jota Silva? Don't know. I've heard that because we've got Sousa now, that there's talks of him going out on loan to Olympiacos, which would be a shame, to be honest, because I feel like he could be a handy man to have in the squad. I want to see how he performs, and we bring in new signings, and you want them to play at your club, and then they go out on loan to Olympiacos, and you never really see anything of them. Josh Bowler, someone that we brought in, we were interested in the Championship, didn't come to us. We couldn't strike up an agreement with Blackpool. Got him when we did go up, and then he's not played a single second for us in a competitive game, as far as I'm aware. He's gone on loan to Cardiff and Blackpool again, and Olympiacos. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him going forward. But I hope that Jota Silva doesn't fall into that category of someone who has just become a bit of a lone merchant and doesn't really get any time for us. And then through the middle, I wouldn't be against Tyro or Chris Wood. I think Chris Wood will start, maybe with Tyro coming off the bench, but that will be remains to be seen. So yeah, in terms of a scoreline, then obviously I really want to see Forest start the season off, open the campaign with a W, with 3 points. Obviously, the fact I'm going would make that even better. But yeah, I really think that 3 points would be great to start off with a really positive opener, to be honest with you. We've got some good fixtures coming up as well, with Wolves and another team that I can't remember off the top of my head. It's just gone blank, but a decent other team to start off alongside. I think it's Southampton away from home. So yeah, look, I think that's a decent start, and we want to try and get as many points as we can. I feel like our home form again is going to be really important, so to try and get a win would be amazing. And Bournemouth, they like to come to City Ground and win. Over the past 2 seasons, it's been 3-2 in both occasions. The first one, I remember being absolutely fuming after that game. I listened to it on the Forest website, and I remember we were 2-0 up at the break, and we threw it away. I'm pretty sure there was a penalty in there, either for us or for them. I can't remember, but it was missed, and we ended up losing. And I just remember sat in my room for a good 10 minutes, just in stark silence. I just didn't make a noise. I was fuming. I was going out with some friends in the evening, and I was like, I don't want to go because it really put me in a horror mood. And I remember around then we were in like a sort of a run of games where we had like Bournemouth, Fulham, Leicester, Wolves and stuff like that, who we thought we might get points against. I don't think we got a single point. So Yeah, and then last season again it was 3-2, and there was a game where Willy Bolly made a cracking challenge and ended up getting sent off, which was mental, absolutely mental. And then Solanke, who has finally left Bournemouth, who won't haunt us anymore, especially not in a black and white jersey. He will obviously not be playing. So, yeah, he did score the last minute winner against us to make it 3-2 earlier on in the year. Was it earlier on in the year or was it at the back end of 2023? I think it was probably more the end of 2023. But look, I think in this one, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to go Forest 2, Bournemouth 1. I fancy our chances, I really do. I'd love to see us get off to a winning start. If I had to pick someone for our opening goal of the season, I'm going to go with the man. He loves to cut in off that left-hand side. I'm going to go with Callum Hudson. I got him in my FPL, so really hoping he bags some goals or assists in this one to give me a decent points return. But yeah, feeling confident for this one, and I'm really excited to be going. Shame I can't go with my father. I'd love to have gone with him, but unfortunately, he's not able to. And it was just a spur of the moment thing. I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? I had the free day. And I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to do it. And yeah, I'm driving as well, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but I'm sure everything will be okay. And I'll be there singing loud and proud for the boys in red. So yeah, let us know what you think might happen in the game down below. I'm really looking forward to this one. Really excited to see how we start the season off. Should win this one. You feel we should start off with 3 points, but you just don't know where Bournemouth are. They could be a team who come to City Ground and get a really decent result, or they could struggle. I'm just not sure. Just can't quite. Don't know what to make of Bournemouth this season, but I'm sure we'll find out. So if you did enjoy, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but comment down below what you think might happen in the game, all that good stuff. And finally, come on, you Reds.